Okay, so we're going to jump right in. Jared, are you ready? I'm going to throw out the first question. Then Jared's going to throw out a question, and then we're going to open it up to the residents. So residents, get your questions ready. Okay. I'm ready to just set it on fire. How about that? How about we have the candidates ask their opponent a question? So I would love to see Alderman Peter Braithwaite ask your opponent, Darlene Cannon, a question. Darlene Cannon, then you ask Peter Braithwaite a question. And you get 2 minutes to respond. Nikki, start.
Sure. And thank you. I think this is a great question, probably for any candidate in the race. And so I would look at you and I would ask, over the last 4 years, outside of attending city council, what have you done to prepare yourself to serve the Evanston residents of the second ward? I characterize the second ward as the most racially and economically diverse ward. We have residential, we have a very diverse business community with the shopping centers, part of downtown Evanston. So share with us what you've done to prepare yourself and why you feel that you are prepared to serve if you were to win the race.
Okay, great. Thank you, Peter. So outside of attending city council meetings and committee meetings at the city, I have, previously I served on Justin Wynn board for about 5 to 8 years. I can't exactly remember when, but I engaged with a lot of different people dealing with soup kitchens and people on the board and getting to know other families and other people's experiences in the community. I have done research about affordable housing, not just simply in Evanston, but across the country, with the hope and the desire that we will expand the options that we offer in our community. I have, over the past year, talked to many business owners in the second ward and asked what their concerns and their needs are and what they feel that the city could be doing right now, even before COVID, to help support them, to help them continue to be successful and stay open. As we know, many businesses have shut down in downtown Evanston, and just trying to engage and understand, what they need and what I could do if I was elected to support them.
Thank you.
Okay. And Darlene Cannon, you have a question for incumbent Alderman Braithwaite?
I guess, one of the questions I'd like to ask Peter, one of the things that I often speak about is Robert Crown and the impact, the financial burden that it will have on long-term on low income, marginalized, working families. And, I, like numerous other residents, ask, why couldn't we have scaled it back? Why couldn't we have reimagined it? Why did we have to spend $50 or $54 million that's going to impact us for the next 25 years? I'm looking to know why, you didn't advocate for us.
Sure. Great question. And I hope at some point that Alderman Wilson, Alderman Rainey will also have an opportunity to chime in on that. For those of you who are teaming in, a project like Crown, a major project like that does not take place overnight. So one of the things that for you, Darlene, and our other residents that are tuning in, we spent years almost. Malika, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I see a lot of free screens that are frozen. So that has been a 2-year planning process where we have met with consultants over the years, residents in close proximity. In our ward meetings, we've had discussions about that. I think Crown, although it is not in the second ward, it's in the heart of West Evanston. It is truly a reflection of everyone in the community. It has many users, from soccer, ice skaters. It's one of our larger community centers, and it also represents an asset that was in desperate need of repair. And as you look around this city, including the Civic Center, we have other assets that we're going to have to repair as well. One of the things that I'm really proud of, and I give Alderman Wilson a lot of credit for taking leadership on this, is probably one of the best public-private projects that we've seen in a very long time. In terms of the operating expenses long-term, there was a huge amount of cost going into the repairs of Crown that I think people should understand. And at the end of the day, once it's up and running, the subsidies, all of our Parks and Recs buildings are subsidized to some degree. That long term, you will all see that the repairs and the infusion of cash and repair made it an excellent project that we could all be very proud of. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry so much.
Yes, thank you, Alderman Braithwaite.